So Disney Plus dropped their latest film, Society of Second Born Royals. Which is nice that I'm actually talking about a Disney Plus movie. I'm also going to be talking about an episode of a show. But this movie, so I don't know if I'm completely correct with it, so don't take my complete word for it. But I'm pretty dead sure it is, and considering some of the cast of this film, how the film feels, kind of the technical areas of this film, this was a Disney Channel movie that they decided to put on Disney Plus. Now, I don't know how I feel about this because, of course, it's a Disney service, so they're trying to put all their Disney content, and they did this with Phineas and Ferb technically. But it just feels weird for them to put a movie and act like, hey, we made this for Disney Plus, because it's not a good movie. Disney Channel stuff is inherently bad. Like, I know there's an audience for it, but it's usually inherently bad. And yeah, this movie was bad. This is a generic, bland movie that is incredibly boring. The pacing here is awful. The story here is straight up why, and let's get into that. So what this movie follows, it follows the one girl from some Disney Channel show. I think it was Andy Mack. I didn't watch it because I don't care. I've heard terrible things about it. I know a lot of people like that show. I've heard terrible things. I don't want to watch it. I'm not gonna judge it though because I haven't seen the show. But all the acting here was fine. Like, it was just basic Disney Channel stuff. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, but it's the story here and just where they go. No, I don't like this title though. This title, The Society of Second Born Royals. Or is it the secret? Yeah, the Secret Society of Second Born Royals. Like, oh my gosh, such a long, ridiculous title. Like, yeah, it summarizes what the film is about, but like, do you really need to make it that long? No. But this film is about this girl played by the star of Annie Mac, and she is so tired of the typical royal life. She'd rather go to protest and be a rocker girl, like, because that's so relatable. Like, Disney Channel stuff is obviously meant for kids, but like, what kid would relate to this garbage? Like, most Disney Channel shows are like, yeah, I can relate to that. It's usually meant for kids to relate to, maybe, and also just have fun with and enjoy. But like, what kid would relate to this? But then her mom gets fed up with her garbage and says, hey, you're gonna go to the school where her and a group of kids find out they have secret superpowers and have to save the day. So basically, you mix X-Men, except you take all the fun out of X-Men, and then you put in Sky High, and you take all the fun out of those movies, you put them together, and you make this movie. This movie is incredibly poorly paced. It just keeps going and going. There's just so many, like, stupid things. And like, some people, I've read some reviews where people have been like, it's cheesy, but it's fine. Like, but how much is that is intentional cheese, or it's just being cheesy, right? Because Sky High is intentionally cheesy. That's the point. Like, that's supposed to be a cheesy movie. This is not going for that. It's kind of hard to tell, but the reason why I say it's not going for that is just because it's a Disney Channel movie. And Disney Channel movies are this is just how they normally are. They're not, oh, let's be cheesy. No, this is just how they normally are. And so it's just a lot of the bad writing needs to be called out. And I would be a little less harsh on it if they'd advertise this as a film for Disney Channel. But instead, they've plopped this onto Disney Plus and say, hey, here's a Disney Plus film. So I'm gonna judge it as an everyday film. It'd be the same as it'd be the same equivalent if Disney decided, hey, we're gonna make a Disney Channel movie and throw this into theaters. Okay, great. Well, then all the bad writing and stuff that you do, you don't get a pass no more, because you decided to make this decision. I don't understand why they didn't put this on the Disney Channel. It's not good enough to be a Disney Plus original in my eyes. Yes, there's plenty of bad Disney Plus originals, but at least all their Disney Plus originals at least somewhat feel like films, or their documentaries or whatever. This is inherently terrible. I absolutely hate this film. It's not, but I'm gonna be honest, like, it's not the worst thing in the world. I know I'm kind of playing it up like that, but that's, like, I'm just playing it up as if I'm playing the fact up. The problem here is not that the film is the worst film. The problem here is it is a awful film by, like, normal movie standards. But Disney Channel movies aren't supposed to be held up to those. And you could say, well, they should be, but realistically, no one's going to do that. And, like, this film has its issues. But, like, if you like Disney Channel movies, you'll probably like it. But it's just, like, I would have preferred that they not advertise this as a Disney Plus original film. They'd air this on the Disney Channel, like, on a Friday or whatever. And then they just said, alright, it's on Disney Plus now. Because if this was just some random Disney Channel movie, I wouldn't have watched it. I don't think the majority of people watch Disney Plus movies, though, to be honest. I do because, of course I reviewed them, but I think this is the one that if you do watch every Disney Channel, if you do love Disney Channel, I guess check it out, but it's kind of a worthless movie. Everything here has been done before in so many other areas. Like I said, it's like a mixture of Sky High, it's a mixture of X-Men, everything, and you know exactly where this movie is going to go. That's what makes it so boring, is just you know where it's going to go. And I don't know, I don't like them doing this, but I don't, if I'd be okay with them doing this is if, like, let's say they made a Disney Channel movie, or they were making a Disney Channel movie and they realized, it's going to be too expensive for us to do, and the Disney Plus picked it up, said, all right, we'll give you the budget, make it a better movie. But that's only if they put more money into it and made it a actually legitimate film. They're not going to do that, so that's why I have such a problem with it. You're advertising this as something that it isn't, in a sense. I don't know how I feel about it, because of course Disney Plus has the audience of people from Disney Channel, but it also just feels very I don't know, I'm very conflicted. Let's just say that. I recommend that you check out the movie if it sounds interesting to you, because if it sounds interesting to you, you'll probably like the film. It's not some, again, I'm not trying to play it up like it's straight up awful. I'm trying to play it up as the fact that this is a film that is put on a service that has had all since here had higher qualities in these movies, acting wise, production wise. I wouldn't say story and writing wise. They have some pretty awful ones, but and putting this here is just kind of. Again, I mean in terms of original content. So, like, there's some pretty awful stuff on the service. But yeah. But that's it, guys. Stay tuned for one more Disney Plus review coming soon. And then Monday, I should have my review out for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Thursday, I will have a Halloween review. And then we'll see what comes out next week on Netflix. And we got some stuff coming out on Disney Plus, hopefully. I'm not exactly sure what's coming out that week.